Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to share with you a clip from a recent live event. This was members only. If you want to be present at these live events, consider supporting the YouTube channel. Check out the community tab. Before we get into it, I need to shout out Splinter Coach. This website will track your personalized battle history within Splinterlands. That's going to be good for two things. One, it's going to help you recognize errors and areas of improvement that will allow you to win more and extract more reward for your time and attention. But two, it's just really fun to look at the data and see how you're winning, when you're winning, and be surprised occasionally. I'm blown away by Thaddeus Brood's overwhelming success, 19-9. Love it, love it, love it. Lily Shieldpaul also crushing it, but there's no surprises there in my mind. Grandmaster Wraith doing well. Astral Entity 10-1. So this is fun to look at. Plus, it's a tool that will help you. SplinterCoach.com. Thanks, guys. In this one, we're going to talk about how 98% of people are not going to have enough resources for Splinterlands' maximum success. But that's part of design. That's how this game has been designed. It's not a flaw, not a mistake, not a problem. It's actually a beautiful strategy, what the development team has aimed at from day one within Splinterlands. And it's part of why SPS staking makes sense. It's part of why there's been genius in the number of SPS that was chosen. And it's part of why I walk in confidence over where I'm at with my $55,000 investment in Splinterlands. Not just for today, not just for the next days and weeks, but for the long-term years, because this game is fun and has a future. If that sounds interesting, stick around and stay tuned for this one. I'm going to comment from Paul here, and he goes, 98% of people don't have enough. They never will. That's by design. I think this is a beautiful sentiment. I think this concisely addresses the beauty of this revolutionary blockchain-based video game. Stick around for this one. You don't want to miss it. Thank you, Paul. You will get a raffle ticket. That'll go toward that free plot of land. Thanks. Bye. Yeah, Paul says 98% of players will have less than they need. That's by design. Yeah, man, that's such a concise and amazing way of saying it. That's really, really powerful. 98% of people playing Splinterlands will have less than they need, and that's by design. Man, the more people that get that, the more that are going to take the game seriously. And that would mean playing it daily, making sure you're extracting those rewards because you want to accumulate every little trivial reward that you can for the time and attention over a long time horizon, because you really think you're never going to have enough. But this is one way I can get a little more just through my time and attention, and I'm enjoying it, and I believe it'll have value. So let's go ahead and put in that time and attention to get those daily rewards, those soulbound cards, which one day will have a price to them. I'm never going to have enough cards. I'm never going to have enough cards. But this is one more way I can get, add to my portfolio. I'm never going to have enough SPS, but the more games I play, the more I earn. The more I earn, the more I stake. The more I stake, the more stake rewards, etc. So yeah, I'm never going to have enough. And that's by design. But once you understand that, once you take that seriously, it changes your intentionality with the game. So that although you'll never have enough, your intentionality can change what your trajectory ends up looking like, right? It's like maybe you were going to land at a 6 out of 10 of what you need. But because of your intentionality over the next weeks, months, and years, you can move into that 7.5 range because of soulbound cards, because you start playing event tournaments and you start receiving big rewards over there. Maybe because you start flipping monster cards and you see profit. Maybe because you start looking at Golem Overlord or Splinter Forge and augmenting and increasing reward opportunities. There's just so many ways that you can multiply what you're doing. But it takes the first realization that Paul just said, that 98% of us will have less than they need. And that is by design. It's not a flaw. It's not a flaw that there's not enough SPS. How many times over the last few months have you heard about SPS that there is way too much of it. It'll never go past 10 cents again. It'll never go back to $1. Why? Because there's way too much of it. First of all, it's a finite number. Second of all, everyone needs it. Third of all, the player base is and will grow. Therefore, if everyone needs it, it's not even just a case of the existing players need it. It's the future players also. And lastly, this thing is being burnt, or maybe not so much yet, but it will through the mechanics that are planned and that are already implemented, because DEC is finite also in the sense of the only real access to it now is leaderboards. And that's like, I forget, 20 million a season or something, which is not nothing. But I mean, we can burn through billions with land alone. Billions. And that's counting in the staking, etc. So we don't have enough of any of the resources. Not of SPS, not of cards. Again, Chaos Legion cards. People, way too many packs. It's such a massive failure. They sold 15 million packs, and that was a crazy mistake, and now they'll never go up in price. Wrong, wrong, wrong. There isn't enough of them. And that's by design. They are finite, and any resource that is finite can go through a moment where you feel as though there's too much of it. But ultimately, if it's truly finite, and if the ecosystem that relies on that finite resource is growing and thriving, the finite resource that at one moment feels excessive will ultimately feel inadequate. And that's by design. That is so written into the genes, into the literally into the code, but figuratively into the code and the DNA of what Splinterlands is. Everything from you need 400 BCX of a common card that get burnt into one card, that consolidation, erasing 399 cards forever. DEC being burnt, or sorry, SPS being burnt for DEC. Yes. And yeah, man. I mean, you guys get it. But that's what you just said there is so important, because the more people who get that can change their mind on the intentionality that they're offering into Splinterland, so that their trajectory changes to land closer to what they need. Again, it will not be now you get everything you need. It'll be more like, because you're intentional during bear markets, on your daily, weekly grinds, that you're translating into a greater growth that brings you closer to the place you want to be. But it has to come from a place of this game. I believe this game is fun. I believe it has a future. I believe these resources have a reason to appreciate, and therefore I want to accumulate them as often as I can through time and attention.